Welcome to Rewatch. We're on the season 2 finale and the last episode of the Ewoks cartoon series. This is episode 13, Battle for the Sunstar. Now, I never saw this until like 2005 when I watched the whole thing. And I remember watching it for the first time going, whoa, this is huge. Because I never knew they brought the Empire in. As a kid, if I would have seen this, I'd have gone nuts. I would have sworn it would have been my favorite episode ever. Of course, Paul Dini writes it. Dr. Rhaegar, who works for the Empire, it has convinced, and he has some giant robots with him, has convinced the Emperor to send him on a mission to Endor to get the Sunstone from the Ewoks. Now, has he know Ewoks? Has he know about the Sunstone? I don't know. We don't know, but I would love to have a story about that. The Empire, the Imperial commander who's running the ship goes, who are these Ewoks? Which is good because the Empire doesn't really know about the Ewoks. And when they get the report, they ignore them anyway, right? So that's great that they don't know. That keeps in continuity here. And he's like, well, the Emperor was interested. Yeah, the Emperor's always interested in relics, especially it could be a dark side relic. So maybe Dr. Rhaegar is one of his, dark side adepts who's just doing his bidding. Either way, someone could really take Dr. Rhaegar's backstory, and give it a great origin, I think. And that's the whole time I was thinking about this. And that you see stormtroopers. It's so wild. Now, the Ewoks have never seen spaceships or robots. They don't know what they are, which is great. But, and then they get captured by one. They escape because there's this little droid who helps them escape. And then they go into a Star Destroyer. And this is my thing. Wicket doesn't know what a Star Cruiser is. So if he was on one, did Battle for the Sunstone happen after? Because Asha is fighting, but I don't see Chukatroke. I don't know if Battle for the Sunstar should happen after. And I'll say this because Dr. Rhaegar, he even he's either speaking Ewok to them, which could be the case since he knows about Ewoks and the Sunstar. Obviously, he's done his homework. Or are they speaking basic to him? I don't know. Remember, we're getting it in basic because it's a cartoon for us, but I don't know. So this may have happened after the movies where they know about spaceships before, but the Empire's still along. Well, I mean, the Emperor could still be alive. It could be before Jedi too. I don't know, something to think about. But I think this episode probably would take place after the movies, in my opinion, because Wicket does not know what a Star Cruiser is, but yet he's been on one and been inside a Death Star. Anyway, he and the Ewoks disguise themselves as droids, okay, and they fool two stormtroopers. They don't fool Dr. Rhaegar. He can see right through them. And Dr. Rhaegar, by the way, he steals the Sunstone, so they're trying to get the Sunstar back from him. But Dr. Rhaegar can see right through him. He knows they're Ewok. That's a stupid disguise. Well, how did it fool the two stormtroopers? I have a theory. I think those stormtroopers knew that the Emperor was on his way to meet Dr. Rhaegar for the Sunstar. And I bet they were rebel spies waiting for a chance to attack the Emperor. Because the guns go off prematurely when the Emperor's shuttle's coming in. It damages the Emperor's shuttle when he's on his way in. So Dr. Rhaegar really wanted to turn against the Emperor. He thought with the Sunstone, he could be the most powerful person in the galaxy. So he's the one that rigged it to fire. But who's to say that maybe the rebels were doing that? I bet those two stormtroopers were rebels in disguise. They saw the Ewoks' terrible costumes, went, well, we can't report it or they'll know who we are. Let's just keep walking. Maybe they'll call some chaos force. I don't know. Again, an EU story about Battle for the Sunstar would have been great. I would have loved to have read that. I think there's a lot of interesting tidbits you can get from this. Anyway, they capture the Sunstar, escape, get back home. Dr. Rhaegar gets taken to the Emperor, who is very displeased. And I thought for one moment, I forgot. I didn't know if they showed him or not. They don't show the Emperor. They just bring him into the Emperor's shuttle as he's screaming. And that's the end of him. But I feel like this one may have happened after the movies. Ewok movies is what I'm saying. But what did you think? What did you think about Battle for the Sunstar? I think it was a great way to go out. I think they knew this is their finale, so they wanted to go out big. And why not with a brief encounter with the Empire? Remember, they don't see stormtroopers yet. I mean, the young Ewoks do when they go on the battleship, but only the battle droids came on Endor. I don't think stormtroopers fought yet. So that would be great. You kind of keep the continuity from Return of the Jedi alive, but you still have an epic battle for the Sunstar as your finale. I think Ewoks went out strong. Overall, shocked at how good it is. I knew I was going to love it regardless, but there's so much here that I've been able to talk about and enjoy. I have really, truly enjoyed this one. I did not know what to think when I got into this, but now that I'm done, I'm just amazed at the continuity to the movies, to the TV series itself, and to all the possibilities of EU stories that could have come from a cartoon series that most people who don't know the EU mock and make fun of. That was the cartoon series. Let me know what you think about it. I'll see you next time. Yes, that's right. Next time on Rewatch.